Good morning, everybody. Kyle Davis here, Integrity Financial Group. Great to see you. Welcome to the second half of 2020. My gosh, I can't believe we made it this far. To be honest with you, it seemed like the first 6 months would never end, but here we are. We're back. We're better than ever. I took a break. We didn't have a video blog last week, but that's okay. Everyone needs a little vacation, right? I got to see my mom. My son got to see his godmother and his cousins. We got to spend some time at the pool. It was great. It was a much needed break. I'm going to take this off for now. Don't worry, my door is closed. Nobody is getting my germs. Oh boy, I'm really glad to be back, and I hope I hope you've settled in to some semblance of normalcy this year because thankfully my wife and I, we look at the CDC stats almost every day, and thank God the death rate for this pandemic has really dropped significantly. That's no cause for early celebration. That's why we're still carrying these things around, right? But hopefully that is good news, and we can have a holiday season that's not totally covered up by masks. It would be nice to get out and do some Christmas shopping this year. But I want to talk about managing your money during COVID-19. I know that this is not new. We've been dealing with this for months now, but I think for a lot of people, we thought that this was going to be over by now, and I was hoping it was going to be over by now. But unfortunately, we are still dealing with a lot. So I think it's a good time to go over some fundamentals. And it always goes back to the fundamentals. That's what gets us through. The foundation of solid financial planning is just the fundamentals, sticking to the basics. And I'd like to take a quick opportunity to explain. A lot of people think that financial planning is about where you invest your money in your retirement account, or what stocks you buy, or how much stock and how much bond. That's not financial planning on its own. It's an aspect of financial planning, it's an aspect of overall planning, but real financial planning is nothing. It doesn't have everything to do with investments. Yes, that's important, of course, but financial planning, a lot of it is just this that I'm about to talk about: the fundamentals, the basics, the having a plan and sticking to it, and understanding that, hey, if I do this, these are going to be my results. And if you don't like the way those results look, that's why financial planning is so important. You can make adjustments, you can make changes to make sure that the results you're pursuing are in line with what you want, and the expectations are very clear. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about financial planning and money management during the COVID-19 recovery, because I am the eternal optimist. I think that we're in recovery mode right now, and we'll be back in great shape in a few months. But we are not out of the woods yet. The need for sound financial planning is as clear as it's ever been. We've heard about the whole, second wave, and oh, it's going to get so much worse. I hope not. But by now, everybody has been affected. And I know you're sick of hearing about this. I'm sick of talking about it, honestly, but it still bears discussing, because I have 5 items for you today that are just the foundational fundamentals of sound financial planning, I believe, especially relevant in a time like this. So let's jump in. Be objective and focus on your own personal economy. When I say be objective, I mean don't be emotional. The markets are in flux. Everything's going up and down. Fortunately, as of right now, the S&P 500 is back over 3,000. Thankfully, it's closer to 3,100. It topped out at almost 3,400 back in February. When we hit the bottom, as most people are calling it, was around the 2,400s roughly. So we're in much better shape than we were a couple months ago, but still, be objective. Because of the news and everything that's going on in the world, that may give you the feeling that, oh, you need to protect, you need to rip everything apart, sell investments, now's not the time. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to be honest with you. One fact remains constant with sound financial planning. Even during volatile years like this, when there's a lot of unexpected and the up and down market movement and just what's happening in the world in general, fundamentally, even if you take a year like this and you factor that into a long-term financial plan, if done well, the plan will most likely still succeed. And I say this, I can't guarantee that, of course. However, I have been doing dozens and dozens of client reviews this year over the webcam, over Zoom, and over meetings online and such. And guess what we do? We have factored a year like this into the overall long-term financial plans, and guess what? Every single one of them are still on track to meet their goals. So just know that you don't have to make sweeping changes and have these knee-jerk reactions. You need to talk to a professional is what you need to do, in my opinion. However, don't forget, your plan was originally set up for long-term, not short-term. So don't let the everyday headlines of the news scare you, because I seriously have some clients and they know who they are. I have some nervous Nellies, as every person in my shoes probably does. And I love my nervous Nellies, but I feel bad for them because they watch the news all the time, every day, and they're just so nervous and wound up. And we have we have top-notch money managers on our team. I know that our people are looking at this stuff and making the proper decisions on a daily basis. I'm not worried about the headlines because I've seen the track records. I know that over time, what we're doing works. So rather than focusing too closely on the market and on things you can't control, try shifting your mindset to your own personal economy. This is things such as budgeting, savings, which we'll review right now. Review your emergency savings fund. Folks, emergency funds were built for times like this. You might have to dip into it right now. You might still be having a rough time at work. You may have been furloughed. You may not be back yet. I know a lot of my friends are back, thankfully, but that's not everybody. Emergency funds were made for times like this. Absolutely. So what I encourage you to do is talk about that, think about that, review your emergency savings fund. And some people will ask me, what's an appropriate emergency fund? Well, a lot of that depends on the individual. However, when I talk to people about emergency funds, I usually give a range. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because I don't want to make you think that, Kyle said the range is this, so I should be this. No, that's something that should be discussed on an individual basis. If you want to talk about emergency funds, give me a ring. You can go to the website, submit a question. We have that set up. Number 3, be aware of scams. Scammers are really trying to capitalize right now on what's going on with coronavirus, and a lot of it has to do with taxes. I have seen people posting text messages and emails that they're getting from the IRS. Let me tell you something, the IRS doesn't send text messages. They don't. And they don't ask for your information over the phone either. So be aware of scams. What happened this year was the CARES Act that was signed last year. A lot of those things went into effect this year in 2020. So combined with the CARES Act and the changes that happened there, plus all the exceptions that have been made this year when it comes to taxes, there's still a lot of confusion out there. Even though as of the recording of this video, we are almost exactly 1 week away from the tax filing and paying deadline for federal taxes. Right now it's 7/9. This video is going to air on, I believe, 7/13. So 2 days after this premieres is tax deadline day. I hope you got it figured out by now. If not, don't come asking me for a tax referral because my tax people would kill me if I sent them somebody 2 days in advance. But just be aware of scams. There is a lot of that going on right now, unfortunately. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, revisit the budget. Boy, now is a better time than ever to think about reviewing the budget, cutting unnecessary expenses, taking advantage of some of that little extra money that's left over each month because, we haven't had the options on the table that we have had in normal years, have we? This has been a real different type of year. This has been a really weird 6 months. I'm in Orlando. We're one of the entertainment capitals of the world. We've got, theme parks out the wazoo, and we have everything here. And we can't do any of it right now. It's all closed down. Now, I did see some photos online of some cast preview this week at Disney. Apparently, oh yeah, that's right. The soft reopening date was announced this week, and everybody's going to be wearing this stuff. Mask is going to be required at Disney for the foreseeable future. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Florida summer heat with a mask on, but let's see how that goes. Be smart, be careful. The reviewing of the budget right now is, I believe, key, because we couldn't spend the money we normally spend, right? Like I said, we don't have the options this year. You can't just go out to restaurants like you used to. It's all carry out this week. You can't just go to the parks or go downtown and have some drinks like you used to. The bars are closed right now in Florida. I mean, how about that kind of deal? I think it was probably a smart move. People shoulder to shoulder getting drunk is not smart during a pandemic. But you just don't have the options. I think if anything this year, a lot of people have realized, wow, here's what I really need to live my life. Here's what I would like. And here are my wishes. I think we've been able to understand that the wants and the wishes are sometimes, important is not the word I'm looking for. During the stay-at-home time that we had here in Florida, and during the height of everything, we realized what the true essentials were, right? And I think some of those wants that we have sometimes in life aren't necessarily, I'm trying to figure out how to best phrase this. I think some of our wants have the tendency in a time like this to fade a little bit, right? Let me put it this way. My wife and I love to go out to have dinner on like a Friday night or Saturday night and take the baby and have a family outing. That's one of the things we love doing was going out to dinner as a family. And as much as we enjoyed that, pre-COVID-19, we really haven't missed it that much. We've been cooking at home a lot. In fact, I've started a home cooking Facebook page. If you would like an invite, let me know. But we haven't missed it so much. We haven't missed going to Disney. We haven't missed a lot of that entertainment stuff. Yeah, we'd love to get back to that again. And I think we should, and that's part of life, is having fun and doing fun things with family and friends, right? But I think in our minds we thought at the beginning of this, oh, it's so bad, we can't go out and do all these things. But now, having not had it as an option on the table for so long, it's come to a point where, yeah, we don't really miss it that much anymore. Yeah, it'd be nice to, get back to the parks and whatnot and go out to dinner at a restaurant and not have to wear a mask. But really, I don't think we've missed it as much as we thought we would. Everybody's a little different on that. That's just one guy's opinion. So let's move on to number 5, keeping informed regarding available resources. Folks, there have been a lot of resources this year with the CARES Act plus the COVID-19 stimulus. Like I mentioned before, with the tax issues, there have been a lot of changes. So understanding what benefits are available to you is key, especially if you haven't jumped on that already. I know a lot of states have had enhancements to unemployment, the stimulus packages that went out. Most of that went out automatically, but I know some people that are still just receiving their stimulus if their taxes were under a certain amount for 2019. So be informed of current available resources. If you need any assistance on that or need to ask a question, that's why we're here. But I am going to sign off for the day and get back to work because I have plenty of things sitting in my email box. I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you need any assistance whatsoever, you can reach out, as always, at financialservicesamerica.com. It'll put you straight in touch with me. That's it for today, everyone. Happy Monday to you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.